Hey everybody, this is Vince Miller. Thank you so much for joining me for another devotional. Today we're in John chapter 6. I'm going to read verses 35 through 36. Jesus is responding to this small group within the 5,000 that have followed him to Capernaum. He then says to them, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me shall not hunger, and whoever believes in me shall never thirst. But I said to you that you have seen me, and yet do not believe. Now, I mentioned this in a previous devotional that you can go back and check out, by the way, but there are 8 times in John that Jesus declares, I am. And most of them include a noun called a predicate nominative. And the predicate nominative in this case is the word bread. He says, I am the bread. All right, so Jesus, what he's doing here is drawing a spiritual comparison to a natural law to help people who are confused about him understand who he is. And he is using physical depravity to describe our spiritual depravity in hopes that people will understand what he's talking about. And we see here they don't. The comparison is this. Mankind hungers when deprived of food and water because this is required for physical life. If we don't eat and drink, we die. That is what is called a natural law. Now, in the same way, mankind has a spiritual hunger and thirst because we are deprived of spiritual sustenance. And the sustenance required is Jesus, the bread of life, as he suggests. He is what sustains spiritual life. He is the satisfaction we all need for our souls. So let me illustrate it this way today. So let's say you traveled to a third world country, to a small village in the middle of nowhere that lacked access to food. What would be the most loving response to people in this small village? Would it be to spend the rest of your life providing them with access to food, or would it be presenting them with the bread of life, spiritual food? Well, the answer, probably according to Jesus, might be both, but providing one without pointing to the need for the other fails to communicate the more critical need. Spiritual food is by far more important than physical food. Because as Jesus points out later in John chapter 6, verse 50, just scroll down a bit, everyone who ate the manna in the desert from Moses died. But those who find satisfaction in him, the bread of life, Jesus, live forever. So today I'm going to get real practical with our application. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to buy someone lunch, but don't just give them natural food. Present them with the bread of life. Otherwise, they might leave the table still hungry. There's your challenge. I hope you take me up on this. I love you guys. Thanks for joining me today. If this has blessed you, share it with someone else, and I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.